on the show today from the City of Jackson Department of Engineering, Troy White. Hey, Troy.
Hey, Bart. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Did you have nice holidays?
I did, yeah. But had a little bit of time off, in between the holidays, but now it's right back at it, Start the new year.
I was thinking about this weather with as mild as it's been and the lack of snow. Does that alter your plans at all? Are you able
Not
to
really, because we know it's going to be, it's going to get nasty. You can't really start something now and say, oh, it's great now, because, in a week or two it could be frozen, it could be this, that. The other thing when we're dealing with weather like this, mud always slows things down. Throw mud and cold together, it's hard to be productive. You can do work then, but progress is always slower. I mean, it's just a fact,
Yeah.
So no, we really this isn't the worst weather, but it's really still not good enough to change our plans.
Get it. All right, we've got some really cool projects that you guys completed in 2023. We want to take a look at some of those, looking back at.
Well, I know at the end of the year we start. Well, I was just going to say, right towards the end of the year, we were finished. One of the last things we finished up was a section of the trail reconstruction down there on the MLK Quality Trail between West and Prospect, and that's just one piece of. I think that's probably about phase 3 of a 7-phase project to rebuild the whole thing. Right now we're already looking at. We got plans out to bid for another section between the Optimist Shelter and West Avenue, and then next year also with another grant, another funding source, we're going to be doing the section from Prospect up to MLK. So that project you're seeing there, you're going to see more of it in the next couple of years, and. I've been using it. I've got a dog I walk every night. We don't walk there every night, but that's a really great place to go. It's wide, it's well lit. We were able to cut back some of the brush, so it really cleaned things up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was on my bike the other day on that section, and it was a cloudy afternoon. All the lights were on. It's beautiful. You guys did a great job on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're looking at here.
Yeah, I think that's a section outside of town there.
Okay.
But we did some patching on. I think probably what they're trying to show here is, we do. Another thing we did in the fall was some patching on West Avenue. It's one of those roads where, we get it a lot. Why are you patching this road? It's not that bad. Well, for some of the maintenance work we do, we try to do it before it gets too bad. It's one of those things where if you keep it up a little better and don't let it get too far away, you can keep it nicer longer. So, that section on West Ave between, Forest Street and up to Crescent, were those sections where the surface was starting to come off, but the base is still good. The structure's still pretty solid, but the surface is just getting starting to come off. We milled out pieces of that and repaved it. So. It's a heck of a lot cheaper to do that now than to wait a few more years. I think you need to reconstruct the whole thing for millions of dollars that just don't exist. So
an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Exactly. So every year we do a program called our Capital Preventative Maintenance Program, and that's patching out sections of okay pavement. It can't be too bad a pavement. You don't want to do it too early because then you're wasting money. So it's got to be okay pavement that's starting to go bad. So we'll mill and patch some of that, and then we also go through and we do some crack filling every year too, to fill in the cracks on our pavements that are still good.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you mentioned from the Optimist Shelter on West Avenue. Is that what you said?
I did. So on the MLK Quality Trail, as you go West Ave and you go out towards Weatherwax, on one side of the road, the Optimist Club has put up a shelter.
Oh, okay.
You've probably seen it. You've probably gone by it 100 times, but that's like the demarcation point for where the next project will end.
Yeah. So people can get out of the rain.
Yeah. That's just like the mile marker we use to say this is where we're going to stop and this is where we're going to start the next phase.
Yeah, and along that trail, right around that spot, you used to have a sign that said Jackson City Limits. How many times was that stolen?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I do remember when I had to go up, though. That way everyone understood where they were.
Yeah. Yeah, it was there and then it wasn't. It was back and then it was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's It's in dorm rooms, I'm sure. There's probably several of them hanging around.
Probably. So,
All right, so 2024, you mentioned there's several legs of the MLK Quality Trail that are going to get concrete surfacing, but you've got a lot on your plate.
we got a full schedule for 2024. We're going to be doing some road repaving, like out here on your screen. It's showing High Street out there in the industrial park between Executive and South. I don't know if you remember, like 2 years ago, we rehabilitated that bridge, and we got a lot of calls. Why would you build this bridge and not fix this road? Well, we've just been waiting for the funding to catch up for it. So this year we'll be milling and repaving that section of High Street. We'll be doing a similar paving project up on Elm from North Street up to Floral. Look, it's popping up right now. So that will be just pavement removal and replacement. The great thing about Elm is, the water main was replaced
That's right.
at some point, probably about 20-something years ago.
Well,
so.
plus you had an emergency water replacement on Elm this year, didn't you?
I'm not.
I was in your department.
One.
Yeah.
No, there might have been a repair or something.
Yeah,
but,
they did an
but we'll be
emergency.
taking out that pavement and putting it back in. And then this is showing other sections of the old trail. The original MLK trail that's out there right now, in those old sections, is I think it's from 1992.
That old.
It's that old, and when it was built, I think some of it's 6 feet wide, some of it's 8 feet wide. But at the time that was built, there was no such thing as standards.
Or straight lines.
Yeah, or straight lines. Basically, what they did, it was the old railroad grade.
Yeah.
They just went down and basically paved over the railroad. I don't think I've ever even seen record plans from it. I don't think they used plans. They just went out and did it. This is some construction over Optimist Park. I wasn't really involved with that. I wasn't involved with it at all, actually. But I know they're looking at developing the vacant property down there where there was a basketball court, and they need
I think
to
the
put it back
basketball
in.
court. I think the old basketball court's still being used.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's nets or anything.
Oh,
is there?
okay. Well,
I think there's rims, but
Kids are still playing there.
but I think what it is it got teed up and it's ready to go, so that when that property can be redeveloped, somebody starts building something, the recreation facilities are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan is, I think there's several developers that have their eye on that for some sort of fast food or something, probably.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed one thing that you guys did that I thought was pretty cool. When you paved the section of the MLK Trail between West and Prospect, you added a little kind of a jog off to South Street.
Well, actually, that jog was always there.
Was it there?
It was always there, but it was narrow. It had a really steep hill on it, like you would not want to build that. The way it was built at the time, you wouldn't do it now. I mean, it was way too steep, way too narrow. But we figured if, as we're going by it with the section we're doing on the main line, if we didn't do that branch while we were there, it would never get done, And really, it was to the point where, it didn't meet any kind of standards in terms of safety. Like, somebody walking or someone with a disability, it wasn't functional. So we cleaned it up while we were there,
Yeah, it actually connects to the section of South Street that is still a dirt road.
Yes. Yeah.
But a lot of people use that as a connection to another way to get into Elishart Park.
Yeah, it's kind of a cut-through area,
Yeah.
but it's also, it's a maintenance issue and everything. I think you can use it sometimes, but after it rains and the potholes come out and everything, it's not a pleasant drive.
No,
No.
no, it's not a well-traveled street.
No.
If you want to have a little get out of the way spot, there it is.
Yeah.
Now, this weather being as dry and mild as does that less wear and tear on the roads over the winter?
Really, what really is bad for roads in the winter is the freeze-thaw cycle. The fact that we haven't frozen it's good. I'm sure the guys out there who have to take care of the roads would say, "No, that's not," because we're still out filling potholes. They're still doing the work, but it's really that freeze-thaw. Usually, when it freezes, then it thaws. That's really when the potholes get really, really bad. That's when they really come out. When you've got like a mushy, muddy layer over a layer of frozen ground, that's when you really get the potholes. So, this unseasonably warm I think academically it's probably better for the roads, but we also know like there's still potholes and there's still the wet
Yeah.
and there's still the work that needs to be done to keep them up, you know.
And we're really only 2 weeks technically into winter.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, look how much the temperatures changed in 2 days, you know.
yeah.
So
Yeah, people were out in shorts a week ago. So, yeah, Christmas weekend is so warm. It was
Right.
50 something. Yeah. So the construction, we've got to wait till winter and then the spring thaw, and then construction will,
yeah, we got a lot gonna go on this year. You know, we're doing new water mains and lead water services on 7 different local streets. Like I said, we're going to be repaving some major streets on High and on Elm. We're doing a couple phases on the MLK Quality Trail. We got some grant money we're going to be spending to replace water mains and actually some of our transmission mains down in the neighborhood around the train station. So there's a lot going on.
yeah. Are there any more roundabouts in Jackson's future?
We do not have any plan for right now in the city.
Well, I personally like them because I know that they actually do lessen the severity of crashes that happen
Yeah.
at intersections. So how can you not like
Right.
that?
We don't have any scheduled. The thing about them is, you know, they take a lot of area.
Mhm.
So that's why when you do see the roundabouts we do have in town, you know, they're kind of in our park settings, right?
Yeah.
Down by Cascades or down by Ellis Sharp. We do have the one at the intersection of MLK and Morrell, but when that was built, there was also a couple of
Empty lots.
vacant,
Yeah.
empty lots that the city had, and we're able to make use of those to build that roundabout. So it's certainly something, you know, like the area that it takes is often the biggest consideration to build those.
Well, I'd say you guys, your department did a great job. A lot of things got done, plus all the things the state was able to do with the bridges and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So
I don't think we realized how bad those old bridges looked until they got replaced. Kinda like,
no.
you know, like what you get used to and what you think is okay, and then it doesn't have to be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice that it's been fixed and cleaned up, and you know, it's more functional too, right, for the
Oh, yeah.
trains and the cars passing under.
Yeah, it really gives a really nice impression of the community when you
Yeah,
s-
especially for those from out of town who are driving along that trunk line road passing through. I think it probably, you know, gives a better representation of our town.
Yep. Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the update.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
The City of Jackson's engineer, Troy White. More to come on.